Hello, class. I am out sick today. Um, Trying to record this without coughing has been rough. Hopefully, I can get through this one. But we're going to talk about reflexes today. We've talked about how signal comes into the central nervous system and it gets processed by that central nervous system in a process called integration, and then it sends a signal out back through the PNS. But sometimes it doesn't actually reach the brain for that integration and it reaches the spinal cord. Reflexes are things that do that. Right. So that's going to be our topic today is reflexes. Reflexes are always going to be the same thing. You could think of them like a program that your body runs. They happen real quick. They always happen the same way and they are involuntary. Once that stimulus comes in, the integration has to happen in a specific way. Right? And the neural pathway, so from the PNS, the sensor, to the CNS for integration and back out to the motor unit, is a reflex arc. Here's the 5 basic elements of a reflex arc. These would be very good to know. This one is a 3-part reflex arc, and it's actually one we've seen a lot of the same parts of before. So the receptor here is in the skin. It's the distal end of a neuron, so this is a free nerve ending. And you can see there's a little pin there, like a little nail hitting it. Right? The sensory neuron is going to pick that up, send it along the pathway to the spinal cord for the integration sensor. Then the motor neuron is going to cause the effector, which in this case is a muscle, to contract. Right? There are 2 big kinds of reflexes, somatic and autonomic. Somatic are our skeletal muscles, autonomic are smooth muscles, the heart, and glands. So the autonomic ones make sense for reflex arcs because we're already thinking of those as involuntary. But the skeletal muscle ones you might not think of as involuntary because we've been talking about skeletal muscle as a voluntary system. But if you step on a nail, you're going to pull your leg back. That's a reflex arc. This is the same thing we talked about on that last image. If you're in my slides 75 to 79 or thereabouts is going to be some images that walk you through each individual part, but I didn't want to record them. Right. For the quiz, you should know either this 2 neuron or the upcoming 3 neuron reflex arc. The 2 neuron is probably the one you're going to study the most because it's easier. Right, and we're going to look at the patellar reflex or the knee jerk reflex. That's the one where the doctor hits your foot or hits your knee with a little hammer, and the stretch receptor is going to pick up that signal that it's been stretched a little bit involuntarily. The sensory afferent neuron is going to take the signal back to the spinal cord where it gets integrated and right back out to the motor efferent neuron. Right? There's no actual third integrative neuron here in the spinal cord. It's just from the afferent to the efferent. Right? So just kind of walking you through that. Again, I left these slides in. The 3 neuron reflex arc has all 5 elements. It might be good to know just because you already are learning the 5 elements. Right? And it's going to have the same pathway, but there's an interneuron in the spinal cord that's going to do a little bit of signal processing before sending it back out on that efferent motor neuron. Right? Your homework is only number 12 today. You can probably get it done. I didn't change any of the due dates on Canvas, but you'll be able to turn stuff in tomorrow, and I'll fix due dates and whatnot later. So don't worry about things being late. Use today to make sure you've got these notes down. Do number 12. Make sure you've got 5.3 done and 5.2 done. And you should probably have this done too, honestly, with the amount of time you got left in class today. I'll see you guys tomorrow.